Detecting radioactivity. So for people who work with radiation, it's important to measure their exposure to keep them safe. And the way exposure is measured typically is with a film badge dosimeter. It's a piece of photographic film inside of a small case, usually plastic, and it's usually pinned on your lab coat, and you wear that every time you work in an area where there's radiation. As you are exposed to radiation, the little piece of photographic film is also exposed to radiation. And so those badges are collected and processed periodically, and they can see what your average exposure was over that time period. And so that's how they keep track of exposure. It does not instantly tell you anything about the radiation level. It has to be processed. A way to instantly measure radioactivity is with a Geiger-Müller counter, typically just called a Geiger counter. So what happens here is we have a tube filled with argon atoms. And when these energetic particles from radiation pass through the argon, they will ionize the argon atoms. A voltage is applied across the tube, and when the argon atoms are ionized, it allows an electric current to flow. That electric current can be detected and measured. You can measure it with a meter, or it can be converted into an audible click. And so this is what people stereotypically think of when they think of radiation, right? Some scientist with his little box, and it goes click, 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 and he gets closer, and he goes click, 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 right? Each of those clicks represents one particle of radiation. Another one that works instantly is a scintillation counter. And here the radioactive emissions are passed through a material such as sodium iodide or cesium iodide that gives off ultraviolet or visible light when it gets excited by these energetic particles. And the light is detected and turned into an electrical signal, which is read on a meter. So you can measure it that way.